Hi guys, if you've not bought FM23 yet, I've got good news for you. If you follow the link to game in the description below and apply the coupon code PILGRIM at checkouts, you'll not only get my discount, but you'll get an additional 5% off at the checkout as well. On with the video. Hello and welcome to episode 1 of my beta save on FM23 with Hannover 96. Coming up on today's episode, I'm going to introduce you to the club, show you the players, and we'll decide on priorities for new signings. So without further ado, I'll complete the announcement of my arrival. So Hannover have today confirmed the appointment of Jamie Sheehan as the club's new manager. Eyebrows have been raised in the world of football at the appointment of the inexperienced 42-year-old, and he's sure to face plenty of questions when he faces the media for the first time at HDI Arena. Sheehan has put pen to paper on a 2-year deal worth £13,750 a week. He replaces previous manager Stefan Leitl. Sheehan lacks the reputation of a promotion specialist, which, given the club's current ambitions, creates an intriguing dynamic as they intend to play at a higher level. So I'll be back in a moment to show you the current playing staff and give you a little tour around the club. Okay, let's first of all then take a look at the squad we've got at our disposal. This is our first team squad, and as you can see, we've got the well-known Ron Robert Zieler, the former Chelsea goalkeeper, as our first choice keeper. Although he is 33, so he's not going to be a long-term option. This is only a 2-year save, so he should be the goalkeeper for both of those years. Although Leo Weinkauf will be looking to probably try and usurp him in season 2. And at right back, we've got 2 decent options in Say Maroya and Yannick Dame. Centre backs, we're not too badly off, I suppose. We've got a couple of 2.5-star centre backs, a 3 and a 3.5. So we may look to upgrade one of those. Left back is an area we're definitely deficient in. We've only got one left back at the club, and he is currently injured. That's Ekin Salebi. We've got 2 reasonably good defensive midfielders, Gael Ondua and Fabian Kunze. And we've got a couple of decent options in central midfield, Enzo Leopold and Max Besushkow, and he is one of the best players at the club. On the left-hand side of midfield, we've got Derek Cohn, who again is one of the best players at the club. We've got attacking midfield on the right-hand side. We've got the very, very good Louis Schaub. Simon Stahler is currently out on loan, so he is not going to feature this season. But if he develops nicely, he could well be at least the backup next season. Sebastian Stolzer is our other right winger, 3-star current ability and potential, so a decent option there. 2 more central midfielders, although more attacking options, in Sebastian Ernst and Sebastian Kerk. And they are both really, really good. So we'll have more of a look at them later. On the left-hand side of the front 3, we've got Frank Avina, who's 2.5-star current ability, 4.5-star potential. So one who, again, probably won't feature regularly this season, but may do next season. We've got on loan to the club Maximilian Bayer, who is a 3-star current ability, 4.5-star potential, 19-year-old. And also Antonio Foti, who is a 2.5-star current ability, 5-star potential left winger. And then out on loan from the club, Lawrence Enali, who is 2.5 stars current ability, 4-star potential. So another one who might feature next season. And then we've got 3 strikers. Clearly the best one at the club is Havard Nielsen, but he's ably backed up by Cedric Teuchert and Hendrik Vedant. So that draws the squad view to a close, and I'll be back in a moment to show you what I'm going to do tactics wise. Okay, this is what I've come up with in terms of our initial starting formation. We will develop a second option later, but for our first option, we've gone with a 4-3-3 custom vertical tiki-taka, and I've gone with a sweeper keeper at the back, which is going to be Ron-Robert Zieler, wing back on support at left back, which at the moment is Kern. And we've got I'm going to do a pair of ball playing defenders at the back. I hadn't realised I hadn't changed that. In Berner and Neumann. And Dame at right back is a wing back on support. The base of midfield, we've got a deep line playmaker on support, which at the moment is Basushkov. Ahead of him, we've got a box-to-box midfielder on support, which is Kunze, and a ball-winning midfielder on support, which is Ondua. On the left-hand side, we've got an inside forward on support, which is Kerk, and on the right-hand side, an inside forward on attack, which is Schaub. And then up front, we've got an advance forward in the shape of Nielsen, Havard Nielsen, and he is easily the best player at the club. So that's the initial tactic sorted. Let's take a look next at one of the new additions to the game, and let's go and have a look at the squad planner so that we can start to think about transfers. I'll be back in a moment. Okay, time now to have a look then at the new squad planner, and we'll look at it position by position to see what we need to potentially strengthen. And as you can see, in goal, as we already know, Zieler is first choice, Van Kalf is second choice, Tony Stahl is a very capable third choice keeper with the potential to be almost as good as Van Kalf. So he may well end up as the backup keeper next season if Ron-Robert Zieler isn't around for any reason. And Marco Pincanel is going to be dispensed with. I think that's a fairly safe assumption. So we'll move on to left back. We'll literally work our way across the lines from left to right. At left back, the best option is, as we already know, Derek Kern, and Ekin Salibi, currently injured, is not far behind. Bright Aryan B is just as good and actually has a better potential than Salibi, so I would probably say he's ahead of Salibi in the pecking order, and I would do it like that. And we've then got a fourth option in Luca Kranch at left back. So we'll move on to centre backs. I'm assuming that both sides will be the same, but we're going to check them out anyway. So at left centre back, we've got Neumann and Berner, who are our 3-star current ability and 4-star in the case of Neumann, 3 in the case of Berner potential ability players. So those two are the key players in this position. We've got several who are 2.5 stars, and I'm going to get rid of Finn Arkenberg because he's nowhere near good enough for this first team squad. I think we absolutely need at least one more centre back. So let's move on to the centre back right. And indeed it is exactly the same. So we'll remove Arkenberg from there. And again, we'll be looking to add one centre back. Possibly 2, but probably 1. Onto right back. And Neumann is, despite being a centre back, listed as the best right back at the club. We've then got Say Maroya, who is the same current ability but less potential ability as Neumann, and likewise Yannick Dame is also 3-star current ability and potential. Finn Arkenberg again we can get rid of, he's not going to feature. Moving on, we go to defensive midfielder, and as we already know, Besushkov is comfortably the best. We do also have Leopold, who is 2.5-star current ability but 4.5-star potential. Eric Ullmann is 2.5-star current ability, 5-star potential. So I'm going to swap those two around and put Ullmann as the second best. And then we move on to Tim Valbrecht, and he's 2.5-star current ability and 4.5-star potential. So he should be where he is, that's fine. Next up, Fabian Kunze, who is 2.5-star current ability, 3.5-star potential, and Gael Ondua, who is 2.5-star current ability, 3-star potential. We'll then go to the left-sided central midfielder, and number 1 in this position is Sebastian Ernst. Sebastian, in fact, Bushkov would be better, but he's already a defensive midfielder, so I'm going to leave him where he is. And actually, the other thing, Fabian Kunze probably should move up the pecking order a little bit. Probably in there. And also Gael Ondua should probably move up to 5th. And that in fact, Enzo Leopold needs to move up to 6th. And finally, Tim Valbrecht needs to move up to 7th. So we've got lots of depth in central midfield. I'm assuming that these are going to be the same. They pretty much are. So we'll just do a little bit of a jiggle around again. Kunze can come in above Kirk, and as can Ondua. So we'll move Ondua above Kirk, if I can get that to work. So Ondua comes in above Kirk, and that just about wraps it up, although Eric Ullmann needs to move up. So probably put him behind Schauben ahead of Valbrecht. And then Antonio Foti is clearly the weakest at the club currently, and although he does have massive potential, so I'm going to leave him on there actually. We'll then go to attacking midfield, left hand side, and we've got 3-star current ability. I'm going to move Bayer up 1 because his potential ability is better than Kerk's. Those 3 are fine. In fact, Antonio Foti should probably be at the head of the 2.5-star queue. So we'll move him up 1. And then we will move Frankevina up as well to be behind Foti, and Stolze and Popovic will bring up the rear. Popovic is not even close to first team, so he can come out of that list. We'll move over onto the right hand side, and our best options are all 3-star current ability. I'm going to move Bayer up to the top of that list because he is potentially the best player at the club. In terms of the 2.5-star players, then you're looking at Antonio Foti being the best. So we'll put him above Teuchert. And also we'll move Frank Evina up and put him ahead of Teuchert as well. And that probably about sorts that out. And then that just leaves the strikers. And Havard Nielsen, best striker at the club. Max Bayer is not far behind, but Tresoldi has massive potential. He needs to be third choice. So we'll move him up ahead of Teuchert. In fact, I've just moved him up to second instead of third. So Tresoldi comes in as third choice. In fact, he's not going to, because Cedric Teuchert is 3-star current ability. So I'm going to swap those two back round again. And in terms of the 2-star ability players, they are in the wrong order. So if I move 6th up to 5th, so put Avina ahead of Vedant and leave Ensar Skrielj as the final option, and that basically sorts the squad planner out. So do we need a goalkeeper? No, we don't. Do we need a left back? I'm going to say yes. So we need a left back, we need a centre back, we already decided. Defensive midfield, possibly. Central midfield, again, possibly. Left-sided attack, I don't think we do. Right-sided attack, we definitely don't. And up front, I don't think we do either. So that concludes the look at the squad planner. I will go away, arrange some pre-season friendlies and make some transfers, and I'll bring you back once we've played those matches and brought in some new players. Okay, I'm back, and it is the 15th of July. The Bundesliga season kicks off in just a few hours time, so later on today, and it's time to show you the players that we've brought in during the transfer window. And the first player I signed was Sasha Hartl, so I'm going to show you him now on a free transfer. And as you can see, Sasha is a left back and 2.5 star current ability, 3-star potential, 23-year-old German. So going to be very much a backup option, but perfectly solid. And the second signing was Moritz Leitner, who again comes in on a free transfer and is a central midfielder, 3-star current ability and potential, 29 years of age, so plenty of experience. As you can see, has previously played for Stuttgart, Borussia Dortmund and Lazio, amongst others, as well as 50 games for Norwich. So plenty of experience for the 29-year-old German. And let's show you the final signing, Christoph Moritz. And he is again a central midfielder, but can also play defensive midfield as well. 2.5 star current ability and potential. So again, primarily a backup to add squad depth. And again, plenty of experience, over 200 games for various clubs, including Schalke, Mainz and Hamburg. So very pleased to bring him in for his experience, 32 years of age. So not going to be a long-term prospect, but this isn't a long-term save. So I'll come back in a moment and show you how the pre-season results went. Okay, well, as you can see, we only had time to fit in 3 friendlies. We lost 3-1 away to Red Bull Leipzig. We drew 2-2 at home with Antwerp, and then we played our reserves and beat them 3-0. And as you can see, the opening game of the season, we are away to Kaiserslautern in Bundesliga 2, and I'll show you that one in just a moment. Okay, so here is the team for our opening match away to Kaiserslautern in Bundesliga 2, and it is Zieler in goal, back four of Köhn, Berner, Neumann and Maroya, Leitner at the base of midfield, Schaub and Kunze ahead of him, Stolzer on the left wing, Kerk on the right, Nielsen up front. So let's submit the team and go and give our team talk. Okay, the assistant manager is recommending go out there and impress me. I think that's absolutely fair enough. So we will... can we point the finger? Yes, we can. Point the finger and go with that. And let's go into the tunnel, complete our tunnel interview. It's a big day for you, isn't it? What are your thoughts as you go into this match? Feel great, been looking forward to it. Can't wait to show everyone what we can do. Yeah, we want to make a good start. Of course we do. So we're ready to get underway, and they're going with a 4-4-2. So clash of styles in this one, and let's see how we get on. And we're underway. It is the opposition, Kaiserslautern, who get us underway, and Bournemouth finds Kraus into Ritter, who gives it him back. We briefly win it, but then lose it again. Bournemouth to Kraus again into Ritter. So that same triangle of players. Köhn keeps it in, finds Schaub, back to Berner, into Leitner, who tries the forward ball, but it's cut out. And Kaiserslautern can come again. Ritter plays it into a Poku, and they have the shot, but it's over the top, and the chance goes begging. So we have a free kick this time. Kerk with the crossfield ball. The header is over the top, and the highlight comes to an end. So we are pretty much sharing it with Kaiserslautern at the moment. Would like to see us take charge, so let's encourage, as soon as we're away from home, and see if we can persuade the lads to just give us a little bit more. In terms of ratings, everyone's okay. Nobody is doing spectacularly well or spectacularly badly, so we can just keep going. I think a demand more possibly might be the right call. See how that goes down, and it's gone down reasonably well. A few of them have turned green, a couple of them are unmoved, and there's a couple red, so it's not universally great, but it's not too bad. In terms of the actual match, right, we've got another highlight. Kerk with the free kick, headed away. Leitner should get there and does. Plays it out to the left hand side. Neumann to Leitner, who has the shot, hits the post, and Kaiserslautern get it clear. So we are now in the ascendancy, but still to actually take advantage of that. Maroya's not having the best first game of the season, and Kaiserslautern are actually coming back into it again, and they've managed to score as well. Eric Durm makes it Kaiserslautern 1, Hannover 96 0, and there's just 2 minutes to go until half time, so we're going to need to make changes at half time and try and turn this around in the second half. I'm not sure how many subs you get. I forgot to check that in the league rules. Yeah, absolutely thrashed the arms. You've been terrible. So I'm slightly disagreeing with the assistant, but it's along the same sort of lines. Right. The right back, Maroya, is having an absolute mare, so Yannick Dame can come on in his place. And on the right wing, we'll replace Kerk with Bayer. So we'll make 2 changes and see if that can have the desired effect. We'll demand more immediately. And so it's Leitner to Neumann. Neumann holds it, finds Dame, who gives it back to Neumann. Dame again. All the way back to Ron Robert Zieler in goal. Finds Leitner. Into Schaub. Stolzer plays it through, and Nielsen is in. Rounds the keeper. And Havard Nielsen makes it Kaiserslautern 1. Hannover 96 1. Just 40 seconds into the second half. We're back level again. And can we go on to take full advantage and go on and seal the win? So let's see. So Derek Kern may have suffered a damaged foot. Where's Derek Kern? Kern, where are you? There you are. So we're going to take our left back Kern off and bring on Hertel for his debut. Another one of our new signings. And we are allowed more subs. So Neumann can come off as well. And we will, in fact, we'll delay that substitution as Kaiserslautern have a corner. It's headed away. We'll make it now. Neumann off, and we'll bring on have we got a centre back on the bench? No, we actually haven't. It's the one position we haven't covered. So we may not be able to replace Neumann. Hartl with the throw in to Leitner, who gives it back to Hertel. Infield to Schaub, to Stolzer, who gives it back to Schaub. Schaub's ball forward, and Dane picks up the loose ball, plays it in, but it's picked up by the goalkeeper. And I am going to take off Kunze and bring on Christoph Moritz, yet another new signing. Stolzer comes forward, finds Bayer. Bayer's ball over the top will find Nielsen. He's drifted out a long way to the left, finds Stolzer in, but Bayer can't get there. And Kaiserslautern bring it clear. And Berner with the challenge, but doesn't manage to keep hold of the ball. Neumann's clearance finds Schaub to Bayer. Schaub to Stolzer. On the left-hand side, Stolzer cuts it. In fact, he doesn't. He goes for goal, and that's the wrong move. Should have crossed it. Into the last 10 minutes. And we still have a substitute left. So we'll take Schaub off and bring on Ondua. And the header from Berner is over the crossbar. And we're into the final minute of the match, although there's 4 added minutes signalled. A draw in this match, not a disaster. Kaiserslautern, one of the favourites for promotion, and that is how it finishes. Kaiserslautern 1, Hannover 96 1. There's no point showing you the league table because there's only this game has taken place. So after I come back, I will conclude the episode and tell you what's coming up on the next one. Okay, time now to wrap up this episode and tell you what is coming up on the next one. And I'm going to play through a chunk of the season, and I'm actually going to bring you back for the start of the January transfer window, and I will also show you on that episode, as well as showing you which players we bring in January, I'll show you the return game against Kaiserslautern in Bundesliga 2. So if you've enjoyed that, please leave a nice thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for Monday to Friday Football Manager videos. Thank you very much indeed for watching, and goodbye.